connecting on a whole nother level on that. So can't wait to see that karma train coming through. Choo-choo. Mood of the day. Really? You gotta give us more credit than that. Some people, buckle up, buttercup. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Welcome back, everyone, to Mona's Take. I am your host, Mona Rose, and we are here to talk about everything reality TV. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything I have coming up. Let's get right into it. Tonight's Survivor, wow. Wow, wow, wow. If you have not watched tonight's Survivor yet, pause this video, come back and check it out after you've watched the episode. I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. This was old school Survivor. Old school Survivor. Oh my God. Give everybody a chance to get out of here if they haven't already watched it. Alright. We come back from Tribal Council from last week. Come back. Lindsay is happy with the way it turned out. She's still there. She's elated. It went just how she wanted it to go. Drea was out. So now her amulet becomes an idol. So now she has her own hidden immunity idol. She's just elated. And she's already thinking about making plans on who's going home. And it's going to be Jonathan. Omar comes on and he's gleaming with pride on how he orchestrated this wild tribal council. And that he got Drea out. And it was a big move. And everybody got to see it. And it just upped his resume. It went just as planned. He even says that he wanted to unleash his evil laugh. Omar gives Mike his idol back. And as soon as Mike has his idol back in his possession, he starts making plans to get Omar out. He's like, if he would do that to Drea and stab her in the back, he's going to stab me in the back next. And I know it. So he's got to go. Jonathan feels the same way. Mike starts talking to Marianne, and she's like, I don't know, Omar and I have been tight since day one, and I can't see myself turning my back on him. And Mike's like, yeah, but if we don't get him out, he's going to get us out. If he would do that to Drea, he's going to do it to me, he's going to do it to you. We've got to get him out. If he stays in the game, we're not going to win. Everybody at Tribal Council just saw his dandy work, and it just gave him another notch in his resume. If we don't get him out, we can't sit next to him. He's going to win. So, Marianne's like, well, give me a day to think about it. Well, then Mike's next move is to let everyone know that Lindsay has a hidden immunity idol. If you'll remember the rewards challenge that she took him and Omar on, she told them about the amulet. And now he knows Drea's gone, so that's an idol. So his plan is to let everyone know that she has it. He lets Jonathan know. Jonathan's like, no. And he's like, I'm telling you, man, she's got an idol. And he explains it to him, and Jonathan's just like, wow. Because, he thought Lindsay was his number one. Of course, the last 2 episodes, they've been going back and forth on wanting the other one out. Because that's their biggest competition in their eyes. So, Lindsay and Omar are telling everybody we need to get Jonathan out. If he doesn't win immunity, we need to get Jonathan out. And so they hatched this plan that if he doesn't win immunity, he's going to be the one voted out. They get to the reward challenge, and the reward challenge is for either grilled chicken and vegetables or chocolate cake and cookies. The catch is, if they pick the chicken and vegetables, they can only choose 2 people to go with them. If they do the cake and cookies, they can choose 3 people to go with them. It's the one where, I don't know how to explain it. It's a rope. Well, I'm sure you've seen the episode. It's a rope that's on like a swindle thing, that big hula hoop like looking thing that they put over them. And they have to untangle the rope by spinning. And then they have to go over a mesh bridge. And then they have to go over a balance beam. Untie the key that'll unlock the pieces to their puzzle and build a puzzle. Well, I saw something tonight that I've never seen. And I guess in her mind it worked. Marianne, she gets so dizzy that she even goes off course. And she's trying to get up on the balance beam and she can't. So she stops. And she starts spinning in the opposite direction of what she was spinning before. I guess to get herself undizzy. It worked for her. I don't know. I didn't know that was a thing. But it worked. It seemed to work for her. So Jonathan falls behind once they get out of the gate. Wait, where am I at? Omar is the one that wins the rewards challenge. And he chooses the cake so that he can take 3 people versus 2 people. He takes everyone except for Lizzie and Jonathan. So he takes Marianne, Romeo, and Mike. In his thoughts, they could use it more. Lindsay and Jonathan have been number 1 and 2 the last several weeks in a row on challenges. So Omar's thinking is the others could use it more. And he also wanted to get them off to the side so that they could hatch the plan to get Jonathan out. So everyone's telling Mike that Jonathan's the one being voted out. Everyone's telling Jonathan that Mike's the one that's going to be voted out. Now everybody knows that Mike has an idol. Jonathan's not stupid. He knows this. So Marianne comes up with this idea. And she says, look, we need to get Omar out. And Jonathan and Mike are like, no, we can't do it because, well, I'm ahead of myself just a little bit, so let me back up. So when Jonathan and Lindsay go back to camp, they're playing a game of cat and mouse. And they're both trying to make each other feel comfortable with the other one, knowing that Lindsay's targeting him, he's targeting Lindsay, but they're both trying to make each other feel comfortable with each other. And it's kind of comical because they both know. They know what's happening. Mike tells Jonathan and Marianne about Lindsay's ambulance that is now an idol. And Jonathan seems surprised, but Marianne seemed hurt because she's supposed to be part of that 4 Taku, and she told them about her idol. She told them about her extra vote. And here's Lindsay holding something back and didn't tell her. So I think Marianne kind of felt snubbed. And she says, I'm playing this game. I'm not just a goat to be herded. So I think it kind of hurt her feelings. So we get to the immunity challenge. It's a series of obstacles. And then they have to cross a bridge and they have to untie ladder pieces. They can only get 4 at a time. So they have to make 3 trips to get all the stairs from this bridge. Right away, Jonathan falls behind. That's where I got ahead of myself. Right away, Jonathan falls behind. Lindsay is number one. She's out in the front. And then Omar comes out of nowhere. And he's number one. He's the first one to make it up to the podium to do the puzzle. Or to do the, oh, what's wrong with me? I'm getting ahead of myself. It's not a puzzle. The ball, where you put a ball in the maze and you have to move the ball around and get it in a hole. Omar's the first one up there. Lindsay's right behind him. Jonathan is struggling to get those ladder pieces in the right spot. Because they've all got different holes in them. So they all have a specific spot that they go in. But he's falling behind. But finally he gets up there. And him and Lindsay are neck and neck the whole time. He gets his first ball in. She gets her first ball in. They're on to the second ball. They're both at the same exact spot in this maze puzzle. They both drop. They both start again for the second ball. And they are neck and neck. Lindsay ends up winning immunity. Which is what they didn't want to happen. Because now she has the amulet that she has to play tonight. Because it's only good for 6. But she's also won the immunity challenge. So they're worried that she's going to give this amulet idol to Omar. And so Mike and Jonathan are like, we'll just vote Romeo. And Lindsay and Omar are telling everybody to vote Jonathan. Like I said, Marianne was kind of hurt because she didn't know about Lindsay's idol. So Lindsay starts telling Marianne what she needs to do with her extra vote. Marianne's like, I'm not having it. So she went to Mike and she went to Jonathan. She's like, look, the two of us vote, or the two of you vote. I have 2 votes. We can vote Omar out. And they're like, no, because Lindsay could give the other idol to Omar. And then there's a chance that one of us could go home. And Marianne's like, no, this can work. I'm telling you, this can work. And they won't listen to her. So they're telling her to vote for Romeo. Omar and Lindsay are telling her to vote for Jonathan. And you see Lindsay and Omar on the beach. And they're talking about the amulet idol. And Lindsay says she doesn't want to give it to anybody or let anybody use it because then it goes back into play and they don't want another idol on the island for somebody else to find. So we get to tribal council and everyone's talking about how confident, or Jeff's asking them, how confident are you in the vote tonight? Lindsay said, I'm pretty confident that the people that I've had discussions with, that I can count on them and they can count on me. And Omar says, he asked Omar how confident he is. And Omar says he's survivor confident. And he says, when you say you're survivor confident, that's not always a good thing. So I'm thinking when the votes start coming out that it's going to be Romeo and Jonathan. And the votes start getting red. We got 2 votes for Jonathan. We got 2 votes for Romeo. And we have 2 votes for Omar. There's 1 vote left because instead of 6 votes, there's 7 because Marianne has her extra vote. So we know that Marianne voted for Omar twice. Jonathan and Mike voted for Romeo. Lindsay and Omar voted for Jonathan. That leaves Romeo, the person that has been on the very bottom all season just about, has decided who goes home tonight? So, the person voted out tonight, which I was sweating bullets. I ain't gonna lie. I thought it was gonna be Jonathan. I thought he was gone. Your ticket's up. It's out of here. You're gone. No. Omar went home. I was like, yes, 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 yes. I was screaming at the TV. My husband came in from the garage to find out why I was losing my mind. He was like, what's wrong? What's wrong? Sorry, honey, it's Survivor. Go back to what you were doing. Yes, I lost my mind. Marianne has pulled it off. This gal's playing Survivor, y'all. I said in the very beginning, if they let her make it to the end, she'll win. I didn't think they would let her make it to the end. But she's making her own way. Now, she still has a hidden immunity item that nobody knows about. She's told no one about this idol. Lindsay was blindsided. You could see the look on her face. And when Omar went to hug her, he said, did you know? And she's like, no. And he looked at Marianne. He said, you did this, didn't you? And she said, yeah, I did that. Yeah, I did that. Oh, honey, she was proud of it. And everybody in the jury was like, yes, Marianne. So I'm telling you, we know that she's going to be in the final four. Because that was the final 6. Yeah. So it's down to 5. So we know, unless her and Mike just lose their ever-loving mind, her and Mike are going to be in the final 4. Because they both have an idol. And I didn't realize that next week is the finale. Like, what? Where has the time gone? I thought 3 people were the finale. Unless I'm just lost from last year or last season. I don't remember the end of it, I guess. But did they do the finale at 5? That means that they have to lose 2 people on the finale? I don't know. Tell me in the comments if I'm wrong, if you remember from last season, and I'll have to look it up to see. But when they said next week on the finale, I was like, what? What do you mean finale? So I guess I will have more time to cover the other stuff that I haven't been covering because I thought Survivor still had a few more weeks. But so we know that if the finale is next Wednesday, that Mike and Marianne are going to make it to the final 4. Now, that leaves Lindsay and Jonathan and Romeo scattering. You see that Romeo made a fake idol. I don't know if that's for the final 4 or what. But we know Mike has one. We know Marianne has one. And they can't play them past the final 4. So both of them are going to play them next, at the next tribal. And you see Lindsay scurrying saying, if I don't find it, I'm out. If I don't find it, I'm out. So I'm wondering if maybe Jonathan wins the final 4 immunity. So that would leave Romeo and Lindsay scattering. I don't know. I guess we'll find out next week. But tell me what you guys think in the comments. How stoked were you tonight to see Omar go home? Or was that your guy? Did you not want to see him go home? Did you get an old-time Survivor feel from tonight's episode? I did. I was like, that's the old Survivor. We didn't know what was coming. I thought Jonathan was a goner for sure. I did not see Marianne pulling that off. I'd actually forgotten that she had even spoken to Romeo about it. So she did pull it off. On a side note, I did catch Drea's exit interview. I don't know if you guys have seen that or not yet. However, she did say that her and Omar had gotten pretty tight. And that she trusted him more than she trusted anybody out there. And that's why she told him about her advantage. Now, Omar, up until tonight, has done a good job of reeling everybody in and making them think that he's their number one. But what did I say last week? That only gets you so far before it bites you in the ass. And tonight it bit him in the ass. So, anyway, that's all I have for you guys tonight. I will see you next week, I guess, for the Survivor finale. I will have a video out sometime next week on the Challenge All-Stars. I will be out of town the next 2 weekends in a row, so I'm trying to get everything done in between. So, you guys have a good night, and as always, much love.